Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 11, Lesson 83, and today we're putting words in someone's mouth, carefully and with the right punctuation. Quotation marks are how you hand the microphone to a speaker on the page. Get them right and your dialogue reads clean and effortless. Get them wrong and the reader stumbles. Let's learn exactly where every comma, period, and question mark belongs. Let's start with the basic job these little marks do. Quotation marks enclose a direct quotation, a person's exact words, copied down just as they were spoken. Suppose your friend calls out the words, "Wait for me," and you want to report them exactly. You wrap them in quotation marks, and you attach a short phrase telling us who spoke. You can build it two ways. Tag first, she said, "Wait for me." Or tag last. "Wait for me," she said. Same words, two shapes. Either way, the marks fence off the speaker's own words, so the reader knows precisely where the speech begins and where it ends. Now look closely at the little phrase that tells us who is speaking. She said. He asked. They shouted. Grammar calls that the explanatory tag, and a comma always separates the tag from the quotation. When the tag comes first, the comma goes right after the tag, before the opening mark. When the tag comes last, the comma goes at the end of the quoted words, tucked inside the closing mark. And notice one more thing in both versions. The first word of the quoted sentence is capitalized. Wait gets a capital W, because a quoted sentence starts up just like any other sentence. Here's the distinction that trips people up most, so slow down with me. A direct quotation gives the speaker's exact words. He said, "I will drive." Those are the words that came out of his mouth, so they get quotation marks around them. But an indirect quotation only reports the idea. It paraphrases. He said that he would drive. That is not what he said word for word. It's your summary of it, and it takes no quotation marks at all. Watch for the little word that, because it so often introduces an indirect quotation. And here is the mistake to avoid. Writing, "he said that," and then dropping quotation marks around the paraphrase anyway. That's simply wrong. Once you paraphrase, the marks come off. Sometimes the tag lands right in the middle of the quotation. We call that a divided quotation, and there is one rule you have to get right: the capital letter. If the tag interrupts a single sentence, then the second half is just the rest of that sentence, so it does not get a capital. Until is lowercase, because the sentence was already running when the tag cut in. But if the second half begins a brand new sentence, it does get a capital. That second part is a whole new sentence, so the takes a capital T. Here's your clue, and it is always right there on the page. Look at the punctuation after the tag. A comma means the sentence is still going, so stay lowercase. A period means a new sentence is starting, so capitalize. Now the rule that gets missed more than any other, so give me your full attention here. Where exactly does the punctuation go? Commas and periods always go inside the closing quotation mark. Always, even on the days when it looks odd to your eye. In our tag last sentence, the comma sits inside. In our tag first sentence, the period sits inside too. There is no clever exception to hunt for. Colons and semicolons, on the other hand, go outside the closing mark. She called it a disaster, semicolon. I disagreed. That semicolon lives outside the marks every time. So hold on to the pair, commas and periods in, colons and semicolons out. Question marks and exclamation points are the flexible ones. They go inside or outside, and it depends entirely on who is doing the asking. If the question belongs to the quotation itself, if the speaker is the one asking, Then the question mark goes inside the marks. "Who is there?" she asked. She asked that question, so her question mark stays with her words. But if the whole sentence is the question, and the quoted part is just a word dropped in, the question mark goes outside. Did she really say yes? There, you are the one asking, not her, so the mark belongs to your sentence, outside the marks. And exclamation points follow the very same logic. So the test is simple. Ask yourself who is asking, and put the mark with whoever owns the question. Let's pull the whole lesson into a quick check you can run on any line of dialogue. 1. Are these the speaker's exact words? If they are, wrap them in quotation marks and capitalize the first word. 2. Is it a paraphrase, the kind that often follows the word that? Then no marks at all. 3. A comma separates the quotation from its tag, after the tag when the tag comes first, and inside the closing mark when the tag comes last. And 4. The one to memorize above all. The comma and the period always go inside. Run those 4 moves and your dialogue will come out clean every time. Let's try some together. In this first set, I'll show you 2 versions of a sentence, and only one is punctuated correctly. Look hard at the commas and at the quotation marks. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. Look at where the comma sits. In the first version, the comma is tucked inside the closing quotation mark. In the second, it hangs outside. And you know the rule now. Commas always go inside. So the first option is correct. Notice the word that in both versions. That word signals a paraphrase, an indirect quotation. And an indirect quotation never takes quotation marks. So the marks in the first version have to come off. The second option is correct. Here, the tag, Maya said, comes first. And when the tag comes first, a comma has to follow it before the opening quotation mark. The second version leaves that comma out entirely, so the first option is correct. Now the harder set. These test the divided quotation and the placement of question marks and semicolons. Read each pair carefully, pause, and decide before I answer. This is a divided quotation. Look at the punctuation right after the tag. It's a comma, which means the sentence is still running. The second half is just the rest of that same sentence, so until stays lowercase. The first option is correct. Ask yourself who is asking. She did not ask anything. She simply said the word yes. You are the one asking the question, so the question mark belongs to your whole sentence, and it goes outside the closing mark. The second option is correct. Commas and periods go inside, but a semicolon is neither of those. Semicolons, like colons, always go outside the closing quotation mark, so that semicolon has to sit out past the marks. The second option is correct. Let's gather up what we learned. Quotation marks enclose a direct quotation, a speaker's exact words, and a comma joins that quotation to its tag, with the first quoted word capitalized. An indirect quotation, the kind that so often follows the word that, is only a paraphrase, and it takes no quotation marks at all. And for placement, hold on to this. Commas and periods always go inside the closing mark. Colons and semicolons go outside. And question marks and exclamation points go with whoever owns the question. Master those, and dialogue will never slow you down again. In our next lesson, we'll look at quotation marks with titles of short works. I'll see you there.